Beautiful day in the neighborhood.
That's what Mr. Rogers, if he was still with us, that's what he would say. He would toast the morning.
Yes. You mean he's not with us? I thought maybe he was hiding somewhere back there in Gabe's office.
Well, we'd have to ask Gabe. You know, he was one of Gabe's heroes.
Yeah. We'll check on it. Oh, well. Let's see. Today is Panda Day. Let's hear it for the pandas of the world.
As in Panda Bear, huh?
As in Panda Bear. And today is also Freedom of Information Day. Hey, our information is free.
Freedom of Information Act. Isn't that? Yeah, that's the big thing that they always swing around and say, well, based on the Freedom of Information Act.
You got to tell me. You can't keep secrets,
you can't keep
government.
This from me.
Yeah. Today is also Lips Appreciation Day. You realize, of course, without lips, your mouth would fray at the edges?
Yeah. All right. Without lips, we'd probably be better off or better served. Our politicians wouldn't have so much ability to spread the bull.
Yes, well, but then there wouldn't be any kissing either.
Well, that's true.
Yes. Okay, are you ready for the birthdays?
Birthdays.
Big shot birthdays. Game show host Chuck Woolery is 79. Actor Eric Estrada is 71. He was Paunch on Chips.
Chips, yep.
Actor Victor Garber is 71. Guitarist Nancy Wilson of Heart, 66. Actor Clifton Powell is 64. One of your favorites, rapper Flavor Flav of Public Enemy, 61. Actor Jerome Flynn is 57. Actress Lauren Graham is 53. Actor Tim Kang, 47. Actress Brooke Burns, 42. Actress Kimry Lewis is 38. Let's see, who else has a birthday today? Oh, actor Brett Davern, 37. Actress Alexandria Daddario is 34. Okay.
All right. Happy birthday.
Are you ready for local birthdays?
For the local folks, of course.
Well, we have a few, and so far, birthdays haven't been banned. Let's celebrate our KXO birthdays. Happy birthday, Art Grijalva, Edgar Zapata, Grace Garcia, Elizabeth Aguirre, Guillermo Carrillo, Jim Valdez, Lona Iyer, Marge Lou, Mary Lou Onweller, Mary Moreno, Mike Cuff, Patrick Abubo, Rhonda Derrick, Sarita Alvarado Hernandez, Cydia Castaneda, R.J. Rees, Justin Paseño, Bella Benavides, and Rosa Arias. Happy birthday from KXO.
A very, very, very happy birthday.
Yes, enjoy. Tomorrow, of course, is St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patty's Day. I saw that this morning.
Okay. Now, let me point out something. Patty is not a favorable name for an Irishman, nor is Mick. I'm just passing along political correctness.
What about Fred?
Friend?
Fred,
yeah, Fred is acceptable.
Okay.
Shamus is also acceptable. Yeah, anyway. Tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. So, I know you have some Irish in you, as do I. So,
the more they find out, a lot of people have Irish in them.
Well, yes. The Irish, hey, they get around.
Yeah, there was a Beach Boys song, I think, that had that title.
And legend has it, as they have traced back on the Buckley side of my family, there were a group of about 6 or 7 brothers that emigrated from Ireland during the Great Potato Famine. And as was custom, they took the cheapest transportation available, which was a boat that docked in New Orleans. And almost all of the brothers walked to Philadelphia, where there was other family members. one veered off and ended up in the Atlanta area. And we've established contact with our southern brethren.
Well, I can't imagine an Irishman with a Cajun accent.
No, Atlanta. It'd be a southern accent.
No, but I mean the one
coming through New Orleans.
New Orleans, yep.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Apparently, that was the cheapest boat, the first one going, and that's the one they took.
Yeah, I can't imagine what that would sound like. The brogue.
Yes, and I had a great aunt Sophie that lived in fear of La Migra.
Is that right?
Yeah, she came to visit family in the Philadelphia area from Canada where she was living, and she stayed.
Never.
Oh, well. The secrets that could be told, right?
Yeah, and the ones that will never be told.
Yes. Anyway, amazing things. When my father was in the early stages of Alzheimer's, I sat down with him and basically interviewed him and taped it and picked up some very interesting facts. He could remember his childhood in the 20s, but he couldn't remember if he had lunch.
Yeah, isn't that something?
And picked up some very, very, very good, interesting information on the family. So,
well, that's the time you got to grab those opportunities.
You do, and just as a reminder to folks, capture the memories of the generations that were before you. Because once they're gone, those memories are gone.
Yeah, they're gone forever.
Yeah. So, oh, well, we were talking about Gabe Lemos. Mm-hmm. Gabe's got a new money-making venture.
I can only imagine.
Yeah, he's selling his own brand of one-ply toilet paper. Yeah, Gabe makes it himself. He gets 2 rolls of one-ply from every roll of 2-ply.
Sure.
Yeah, it takes time to separate the rolls, but hey, Gabe's happy. He's making big, big money.
Yeah, and he's entertained very cheaply.
Yes. And he's learned to cut on the perforations.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you ready for news?
We've got news coming up.
Okay. It's a look at World and California news headlines brought to you this morning by your friends at Lock Air Conditioning and Custom Sheet Metal. Give them a call and save big on the installation of a new air conditioner.
CBS News update. An hour after trading began, Wall Street has seen huge drops, with the Dow at times losing more than 10% of its value. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
All of that uncertainty is leading investors to sell everything and hide out in cash or cash equivalents as more information emerges.
Right now, the Dow is down 2,200. The coronavirus outbreak means restrictions in many places, and says Surgeon General Jerome Adams using common sense.
The CDC put out guidelines just this morning saying that we should no longer have large gatherings of more than 50 people. We really are all in this together, and we want people to think about social isolation, social distancing.
Several states have told bars and restaurants to close. In Illinois, the governor's order means Marissa Tunin's restaurant shuts down tonight.
Very overwhelming. Very overwhelming. My concern most of this day has been, how can I help my employees?
CBS News Update, I'm Peter King.
Whatever the weather brings this summer, you can rely on a York Affinity Premium Comfort System to keep your home cool and comfortable. Our new Affinity systems are smarter, more connected, and more efficient than ever before, and cut your energy costs by as much as 50%. Call Lock Air Conditioning, your local York dealer, at 760-353-4501. That's 353-4501 to schedule a free evaluation of your system and learn how you can move up to a new level of comfort and efficiency this season. Call now and ask about our 10-year extended labor warranty. Contractor's license 696216.
California headline news. The COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic prompting Governor Gavin Newsom to call for the home isolation of seniors over the age of 65 and all who have chronic conditions.
We have 5.3 million Californians that are 65 years or older. Of those 5.3 million 65 years and over, we are prioritizing their safety because of their unique vulnerabilities.
Newsom also calling for the closure of all bars and wineries and the limiting of capacity at restaurants. The mayor of Los Angeles taking the restrictions a step further.
I signed an order tonight that will do the following. It prevents people from gathering in close proximity by banning and closing our bars and nightclubs.
Mayor Garcetti saying the order will remain in place at least until the end of the month. Schools and businesses are closed. Just over half of the school districts in the state are closed, impacting about 80% of the state's school students. Wet weather again in much of the state today. Some clearing in the forecast tomorrow. Mostly dry by Wednesday. Jeff Scott, California News.
World in California News headlines brought to you this morning by Lock Air Conditioning. For all your air conditioning and sheet metal needs, call Lock Air Conditioning today.
You're home after a long day, preparing dinner. When?
Ew. What's that? It smells like rotten eggs.
That might be a natural gas leak.
It can't be. We don't have any natural gas appliances.
Even if you don't use natural gas, that rotten egg odor could be a sign of a leak in your neighborhood. Because gas lines can be buried anywhere.
Shut up.
No, speak up. If you ever suspect a leak, leave immediately and call 911 and Southwest Gas.
Thanks, deep voice narrator.
You're very welcome.
America is a great big country,
filled with all kinds of different people.
And we all count.
That's why the 2020 census
wants to make sure we're all counted.
Why is it so important?
Because the census helps inform how hundreds of billions of dollars will be spent each year for things like
new roads, health clinics,
even more school programs.
So make sure you're counted.
Because you count.
Shape your future. Start here. Complete the census at 2020census.gov. Paid for by U.S. Census Bureau.
It's page one of the local news. Page one is a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. They have two locations in the valley, one in Brawley, another in El Centro. Quick Lane, they service all makes and all models, and you never need an appointment.
In a response to the recent coronavirus pandemic and in consultation with Imperial Community College District Board of Trustees, Imperial Valley College is transitioning courses to an online format that's effective today. Many of the courses will be offered online. The transition is designed to limit exposure to the coronavirus, preventing large groups from assembling on campus. Imperial Valley College leadership decided that effective today and until further notice, the district will be closing the campus to the public and will offer partial face-to-face instruction for classes that are unable to meet virtually, such as labs and clinical. The students who will continue to meet face-to-face will receive direct instructions from their faculty. The the Board of Trustees approved the resolution on this past Friday, declaring an emergency due to the virus. This, according to the Superintendent President, Dr. Martha Garcia, and that's to take action even between board meetings, enabling her to stay on top of this rapidly evolving situation. Because the virus is easily spread from person to person, it is not safe for large groups of people together. During this time, you should stay away from groups of people as much as possible. So avoid shopping malls, movie theaters, sporting events, and community centers, said Board President Mark Edney. Imperial Valley College is working in consultation with the Imperial County Health Department, and although they state that the risk to the general public is low, as a precautionary measure, it was decided to take action to slow the transmission of the virus and reduce the potential of people being infected on campus. In other local news, a small earthquake shook Ocotillo on Sunday night. The magnitude 3.4 earthquake was recorded by the U.S. Geological Survey at 7:41 p.m. The epicenter was 8.7 miles north of the Imperial Valley community of Ocotillo. There is no report of injury or damage. KXO News Time, 7:43.
It's Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers for your service needs. Whether it's a lube job, oil and filter change, brake job, battery or wheel balance and alignment, Quick Lane can handle it. And Quick Lane services all makes and all models. Oh, and by the way, you never need an appointment. Tires, all the best brands at the best price guaranteed. See your Quick Lane Service Advisor for details. Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers in the Brawley Auto Plaza, Highway 86 and Julia Drive, and on Imperial Avenue in El Centro, right next to Food for Less.
Strategic plan workshops. 3 have been scheduled. The workshops are to gather public input on the county's strategic plan update. All 3 workshops will start at 6 p.m. The first one will be held in the Camarena Memorial Library in Calexico on March 17th. The second workshop on March 18th will be held in the El Centro Community Center on 1st Street. And on March 19th, the third workshop will be held at the Lions Center Gymnasium in Brawley. The county wants public input to develop an update to the strategic plan intended to provide guidelines which the county and region can plan and carry out specific actions to achieve results towards identified goals and priorities. That concludes this edition of Local News. Page 2 coming up.
Page 1 of the local news, a service of Quick Lane Tire and Auto Centers. Quick Lane in Brawley and El Centro. They service all makes, all models, and you never need an appointment. We are counting down to Easter, and I have a great idea. When it comes to Easter candy, head to the Peanut Patch in Yuma. The Peanut Patch is open Monday through Saturday, and they carry many homemade chocolates. They also make their own fresh English toffee, plain or covered in milk chocolate. Pecan turtles made from a special recipe from scratch. They've got it all at the Peanut Patch in Yuma. Well, you're going to find a beautiful store, great people that are smiling and are going to help you. And don't forget, fudge? Oh, boy, do they have fudge. 80-plus handmade melt-in-your-mouth flavors of fudge. Check out the Peanut Patch in Yuma. You can Google the Peanut Patch in Yuma and visit them, thepeanutpatch.com. Visit the Peanut Patch in Yuma and get ready for Easter. It's page 2 of the local news and a look at the weather brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for life insurance, health insurance, or retirement planning.
Continuing with more local news, a 20-year-old Brawley man has been charged in the death of an El Centro student. The U.S. Attorney's Office has announced that 20-year-old Lorenzo Anthony Garcia of Brawley has been charged in the overdose death of a 15-year-old Central Union High School student. According to U.S. Attorney Robert Brewer, Jr., Garcia was arraigned before U.S. Magistrate Judge Ruth Bermudez Montenegro on Wednesday. According to the complaint, Garcia was allegedly dealing counterfeit blue M30 oxycodone pills laced with fentanyl. The CUHS student overdosed on the drugs and died on October the 8th of last year. The complaint also alleges that Garcia, even after he knew the pills were counterfeit, continued to distribute the drugs. Garcia faces a minimum of 20 up to a maximum of life in prison, as well as up to a $1 million fine. At the Friday press conference, Brewer and John Colry, special agent in charge, Drug Enforcement Administration for San Diego and Imperial counties, pointed out that fentanyl is 30 to 50 times more powerful than heroin, and that the price of the street drugs are declining, meaning that it is increasingly available in the valley. They urged parents to get educated and teach their children the deadly consequences of taking pills that are not prescribed for them. The pills might be laced with fentanyl, and fentanyl can kill them. The COHS student who died was described as a kid we all know. He was a junior at Central and played football. His identity was not released. The National Weather Service says today that it will be mild and a dry day, but another low-pressure system will move into the region tonight and linger through Thursday. The Imperial Valley may see some rain as soon as Monday night. but the best chances for precipitation may be Tuesday night into Wednesday. What rain, if any, will be light. And the IID race gets tighter. The Imperial County Elections Department has updated results from the March 3rd presidential primary election. The race for the IID Division II got a bit closer. Challenger J.B. Hamby leads with 1,930 votes. That's 41.11% of the ballots. Bruce Kuhn, the incumbent, has 1,247 votes for 26.56%. But Ryan Childers has made the race for the second spot on the November ballot a lot closer. The El Centro attorney has 1,234 votes. That's 26.28%. Childers has cut into Kuhn's lead for second place. As of March 12th, there are an estimated 2,590 unprocessed ballots, 1,985 provisional ballots, and an additional 665 other ballots pending further review. No significant changes were reported in other races. We'll be back with a look at the weather.
David H. West Insurance has been helping residents in Imperial Valley for many years with their insurance needs. David, Jose, and staff are trained professionals who can help you make the right decision with your insurance coverage, from health, Medicare, and most importantly, a life insurance plan. How much life insurance do you need and what's your monthly cost? We'll call David H. West Insurance today to make an appointment and get a free quote on a life insurance plan that's right for you and your family at 760-352-3411. That's 352-3411.
Here's Carroll Buckley with the weather update.
The National Weather Service says dry and mild conditions will persist through the first part of Tuesday with periods of clouds. Then another low-pressure system will approach the region later tomorrow into early Wednesday before bringing widespread showers and possibly isolated thunderstorms. This system will not produce as much rain as last week's weather system, but snow levels will drop significantly in the mountains between here and San Diego. Look for continued below normal temperatures Thursday into Friday, and then warming up a bit for the weekend. 73 our high yesterday, 54 the low. Increasing clouds today with a high near 75, light winds. Partly cloudy tonight with a low around 52. West wind 5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts as high as 25 miles an hour. Tuesday will be mostly sunny with a high near 70. West-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. 55 degrees downtown, 64% relative humidity. Wind out of the northwest at 325 miles an hour. Page 2 of the local news brought to you by David H. West Insurance Services. See David or Jose for health insurance plans and Medicare supplemental coverage. David H. West Insurance Services.
Dad, they're hungry.
Siri, restaurants nearby.
Here are some options.
I want some chipotle fries.
And I want an Imperial Thick Burger.
But I want a salad.
Okay, I just want a juicy burger and an ice cold beer. And I don't want to miss the game.
Everyone quiet, please. I have the place. Burgers and beer. Great food. Ice cold beer, and you can watch your favorite game.
Burgers and Beer has something delicious for everyone. Burgers and Beer. The best burgers in town.
You're welcome.
It's Sports Time, brought to you by the Imperial Hardware Company in Brawley, El Centro, and Holtville. Imperial's Do-It Centers is where you'll find what you need when you need it. Well, it looks like the NBA may return, mid to late June. That's the best case scenario. Did you miss it? Yeah, well, the Las Vegas books miss the NBA, MLB, and all the other sports. Speaking of NFL, DeMaurice Smith, the executive director of the NFL Players Association, says, hey, we got huge gains in the new deal we just signed with the owners. Players, however, voted very narrowly to approve the proposed collective bargaining agreement. It expands the season to 17 games and is in effect through 2030.
Planning a home improvement project? Let your friends at Imperial Hardware Company lend a hand. Our do-it centers provide the sweet spot between convenience and selection, combining the value and variety of a big box with the ease of visiting a neighborhood market. Our helpful and courteous staff will get you outfitted for any task in no time. Imperial Hardware Company is locally owned and family operated, proudly serving this community for over a century. We carry only the best products and top name brands. Visit us in Brawley, El Centro, and Holtfield to find what you need when you need it. Get it done with a little help from Imperial Hardware Company. Think only national chains are open every day? Think again. Imperial Do-It Centers are available 7 days a week to serve you.
In other news, the Tennessee Titans have agreed on a 4-year deal with Ryan Tannehill. That'll pay the quarterback up to $118 million. Devin McCourty has announced he'll return to the Patriots. Reports are he signed a new 2-year deal. And the International Olympic Committee says, hey, we got no deadline for decisions on the upcoming Olympics. The leader of the IOC's Coordination Commission for the Tokyo Olympics said there's no mid-May deadline to cancel the games, and he remains confident the event will go ahead despite sports coming to a virtual standstill globally amid the coronavirus outbreak. That's it for Sports Time, brought to you this morning by the Imperial Hardware Company Do-It Centers in Brawley, El Centro, and Holtville.
Built Ford Tough means built to last. That's why Ford F-Series are the best-selling trucks in America, and they have been for 43 years straight. It's not hard to see why. Ford F-150 has best-in-class payload, tons of smart tech, and a truckload of other claims to fame. Drive it like a Ford. Drive it today. Drive it home. Now get F-150 with 0% financing for 72 months. That's no interest for 6 years on the legendary F-150. Only at your Imperial Valley Ford dealers. Learn more at buyfordnow.com. Based on 1977 to 2019 calendar year total sales, max payload on F-150 XL regular cab 8-foot box 5.0 liter 4x2 heavy duty payload package. Classes full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds GVWR. See label on door jamb for carrying capacity of the specific vehicle. Not all buyers will qualify for Ford credit financing. 0 for 72 months at $13.89 per month per thousand finance regardless of down payment. Excludes Raptor. Offer ends 3/31/2020. See dealer for qualifications and complete details.
Financial news and weather brought to you this morning by Imperial Printers. The stock market trading reopened after a 15-minute halt triggered by a steep slide at the opening bell today. The S&P 500 down almost 11%. Another 15-minute market-wide trading halt will be implemented if the index falls 13% on the day. The initial circuit breaker was triggered after the S&P 500 fell more than 7% at the opening bell. The market, despite moves by the Feds, continues its decline. Right now, the Dow Jones Industrial Average at 21,287. That's off almost 1,900 points. The S&P 500 down 205 points. And the NASDAQ off 596 points. Gold down $34 an ounce. Oil at $30.18 a barrel. That's down $1.55 per barrel.
Since 1901, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy has provided the finest printing and copying services from start to finish. When you choose Imperial Printers Rocket Copy, you can feel confident in our expertise and personal attention to your project. We have a team of professional graphic designers ready to take your ideas and make them a reality. From promotional merchandise, full-color brochures, blueprints, and high-speed copies to business forms and everything else in between, Imperial Printers Rocket Copy offers dependable and affordable quality printing. Thank you for choosing locally owned and operated Imperial Printers Rocket Copy. We have convenient locations near you at 430 West Main Street and 100 South 11th Street in El Centro and 184 South Plaza in Brawley.
We'll have increasing clouds today with a high near 75 and light winds. Tonight, partly cloudy with a low around 52. West wind 5 to 15 miles an hour, gusting as high as 25 miles an hour. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high near 70. West-northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. We have 55 degrees downtown, 63% relative humidity, wind out of the northwest right now, 3 to 5 miles per hour. Financial news and a brief look at the weather brought to you this morning by Imperial Printers Rocket Copy.
There's a lot going on right now, and broadcasters are on the ground covering all of it, bringing you the weather, the traffic, and breaking news, all while entertaining you 24 hours a day. Someone needs to tell you what's going on around the world and in our hometowns, and that someone is us. We are free radio. We are always there. We are broadcasters. Visit wearebroadcasters.com or text radio to 52886 to learn more. Furnished by NAB and this station.
The best oldies on the radio. KXO El Centro, the Imperial Valley's local news source.
CBS News is next. It is brought to you by Marcus Family Law Center. Marcus Family Law. They handle family law and related matters at barefootlawyer.com.
Marcus Family Law Center handles family law and related matters. Online at barefootlawyer.com.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Capital One Bank.
I'm Steve Kathan. It got ugly early on Wall Street. Trading curbs went into effect after the opening bell. Right now, the Dow is off about 1,900 points. It's concern about the economic damage being caused by the coronavirus. Business analyst Jill Schlesinger says yesterday's Federal Reserve action to slash interest rates to near zero had little positive effect.
The real issue is that the Fed can only do so much. Right now, the U.S. economy, which was traveling down the highway at about 55 miles an hour, has slammed on the brakes. And essentially, we're in a skid, and we just don't know where we're going to end up.
The virus pandemic has Americans all over the country dealing with a new reality. Closed schools, chaotic supermarkets, and closed office buildings. Restaurant and bar closings are piling up. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Michigan are the latest states to issue orders. And this New York City restaurant manager says,
we were supposed to have our grand opening next Wednesday, and, well, I guess that's not going to happen now.
CBS's Mola Lengi.
Large gatherings converging on supermarkets across the country, causing shelves to go empty and even hour-long waits at the stores.
There's no more baby wipes, no more toilet paper, no more water.
Across the country, services that millions of Americans rely on are shutting down, including restaurants, gyms, and bars.
The growing number of virus cases is likely to strain this country's medical system. CBS News contributor Dr. David Agus.
We're scared. I mean, we're scared that the numbers are going to skyrocket, that we're going to have to put in stricter measures. I'm proud of what America is doing. We are stepping up. Every single, city is stepping up here. We may have to step up more, but it's certainly an amazing week, and look at what we've done as a country.
Overseas, virus cases are still on the rise in France, Italy, and Spain. The Netherlands recorded its biggest daily jump with 278 new ones. 3 staffers on NBC's Today Show have tested positive for the coronavirus. Savannah Guthrie said co-hosts Craig Melvin and Al Roker were home but feeling okay and being checked out.
Out of an abundance of caution, Craig and Al have taken the morning off so we can trace their contacts, see what's going on with them.
Many shows, including the CBS Late Show with Stephen Colbert, are taping without live audiences. The handling of the coronavirus crisis dominated the Democratic presidential debate last night. Joe Biden made this pledge on CNN.
I commit that I will, in fact, pick a woman to be vice president.
Bernie Sanders said he'd lean toward a woman, too, if he tops the ticket. 4 people dead, so is the gunman after the shooting at a gas station in Springfield, Missouri today. Among those killed, a police officer. This is CBS News.
Why settle for average? With Capital One, you can open an account with a savings rate 5 times the national average. Welcome to Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet? Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Don't go out to eat. Go out to Eda at Chili's. Chicken or shrimp fajitas are now on 3 for $10. So hear that chicken sizzle.
Ooh, yummy.
Or that shrimp sizzle.
They sound so similar.
People laughing and having fun. Hey, Gary, maybe take it down a notch? It's a bit much.
Sorry.
Just kidding, Gary. Live your truth. Go out to eat at Chili's for 3 for $10. That's a starter, fajita, and Coke, all for $10. Together, we Chili's. At participating restaurants only. Price may vary in Hawaii.
Let's say you just bought a house. Bad news is, you're one step closer to becoming your parents, which means you're going to start telling your kids to clean up before the cleaning lady comes. Doesn't make sense, but you're the parent and they're the kids. You're going to start telling them that now, too. Good news is, it's easy to bundle home and auto through Progressive and save on your car insurance. And there's your opening to remind them who pays the bills around here. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Discount not available in all states or situations.
Political change is happening in Israel 2 weeks after the third national election in a year.
Former General Benny Gantz edged out Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and was appointed to form the next Israeli government. Gantz called on Netanyahu to join him in a government of national unity. He said to defeat the coronavirus, political rivals must put aside their differences and work together. Robert Berger, CBS News, Jerusalem.
Former Florida candidate for governor Andrew Gillum says he's entering rehab, citing depression and alcohol abuse after losing his bid for that job. The Democrat's statement came days after he was named in a police report that said he was inebriated at a hotel. There were drugs in the room. He was not charged with a crime. Steve Kathan, CBS News.
Marcus Family Law Center.
Are you facing the challenge of divorce, child custody, spousal and child support, or other family issues that require legal assistance? The expert team of certified family law specialists at the Marcus Family Law Center is ready to help you, just as we've been doing for over 40 years.
Family to family, Marcus Family Law Center. Call 866-SAY-WHAT or log on to barefootLawyer.com.
CBS News presented by the Marcus Family Law Center.
And now, more of the best oldies on the radio with Carroll Buckley.
Classic case of neurotic narcissism and a first-class smarty pants.
AM 1230 KXO.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, hello, Barney.
Hello.
Bonjour.
Hi.
How you doing there? Yellow. Hello.
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 Yo.
Hello.
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 Hello.